Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on The Flash, Season 4. So this is going to be my trailer breakdown for episode 13 of this season, otherwise entitled True Colors. But of course, before we get into anything else, let's actually watch the trailer.
We don't seem to have Barry.
Unfortunately, you won't be able to see your husband today.
What?
I'm not about to let Ammunet turn me into a weaponized slave.
Trust me.
Come on, let's move.
Is he safe?
Oh, he couldn't be more safe. Barry's completely unharmed. You can rest easy. He's in good hands.
The Flash, all new this Tuesday at 8/7 Central on the CW.
So quickly, I will be announcing the winner of the giveaway I started in last week's trailer breakdown, so if you entered that, be sure to stick around till the end of the video to find out if you won. Now, last episode was essentially filler. Like, it was like, you know, your cliche filler episode, like a fun little funny episode going on, so it was a filler. Apart from really Barry's storyline, especially what happened at the end, where the warden sort of, you know, trapped him essentially, like planned it out pretty well, and has evidence that Barry is the Flash and, you know, transfers him over to the metahuman wing. So yeah, Barry is sort of in a, you know, quite a pickle. But of course, before we get into the actual breakdown of the trailer, we'll quickly go over the synopsis or description for this episode, as it does give us a, you know, better idea of what's exactly going on in this episode. But before that, be sure to let me know in the comments section down below what you're looking forward to most in this episode. You know, I'm guessing one thing is going to reign like hell or control in the comments. It's going to have to do with the breakout, I guess. But anyway, just leave your opinions down there, as well as being sure to drop a like on the video if you're going to enjoy it, and subscribing to the channel if you're new. After hearing that Ammunet has struck a deal to buy all of the metahumans in Iron Heights, Barry must decide if he should expose his powers in order to save his cellmates. After a visit from an old friend, Ralph is reminded of his shady past and wonders if he's really a changed man. But yeah, there is quite a lot of things to talk about from this promo or trailer, whatever you want to call it, which when you think back to different points in this season, do make a lot of sense. So a lot of people have been wondering, like, oh, at different points throughout the season, like, where's this all leading to? It feels like this season's going nowhere. Well, it seems like this episode is going to be that first step in, like, bringing it all together and really making a lot of sense of as to what mainly what Clifford DeVoe or the Thinker was doing throughout the beginning half of this season. But we start off with some, I guess you could say, boring stuff, which some people might not find interesting, but could lead to something interesting in this episode, which I'm hoping they would do, but they might not do. But anyway, that's when we see Iris attempting to go see Barry in prison, but no Barry's showing up, and the warden is going to give some lame excuse. Oh, there's no, you know, Barry's doing something or something like that. But what we could get here, might I say, is that we might get some reporting skills from Iris in this episode to maybe like out Warden Wolf or dive deeper into what's going on here. Because she might, you know, instantly think that something is going, you know, something is very suspect in this situation. Like, why is everyone else being allowed to speak to prisoners or the inmates here, but, you know, Barry's not allowed to come in here or talk to me? I'm assuming, like, Warden Wolf's going to say he's in, like, solitary confinement or something like that. Like, maybe he punched on in jail and he doesn't have visitation privileges. But shouldn't they have told Iris that before she came? Anyway. But one thing that could get in the way of this actually happening, and Iris actually doing some reporting for once, which a lot of people, if not everyone, wants her to finally do on the show, is that the writers might be scared to do it and introduce this side of Iris into the show now. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see, I guess, because we really can't tell what they're going to do with Iris. Everything seems very random with the character. As we saw at the end of last episode, we saw Warden Wolf ring Ammunet Black, or Blacksmith, and tell her about Barry, saying, oh, here's a new one, you might be interested in him. Now, we do see her flinging her metal shards at Ralph Dibny, aka the elongated man here. Now, this could be edited to make it look that way, but it does look like that is exactly what is happening at this point. Like in these trailers, they can make someone like shoot a bullet or do something with their powers, and then they edit it in a way where it's mixed in with another scene, so it makes it look like, I don't know, say like Black Bison is attacking Cisco, but in the actual episode that was not in there. That wasn't in the trailer. Don't look back at it, but that's an example that they edit two scenes together to make it look like they're one scene. But in this trailer, it does look like Ammunet Black is actually flinging her shards at Ralph. Now, in the synopsis, it does say that Ralph is reminded of his shady past when he is visited by an old friend. So is this Ammunet Black? Is it an associate of Ammunet Black? Or is it someone completely different that we don't see in the trailer at all? We'll have to wait and see in the episode, I guess, but there's going to be like a sub-story with Ralph going on throughout the episode, which we might get some more details into, you know, what he was really doing after he left the CCPD, apart from maybe, you know, private investigation work. We do see like acid or some sort of chemical like that being poured on one of the cells, like doors or secure systems, if you want to call that, or security systems, whatever you want to call it. Now, I'm not too sure what is going on here. Let me know in the comments what you think it is and who you think it is doing it. The person seems to be wearing a suit. So is it Warden Wolf that's doing it? And is he doing it so maybe Barry can't get out? I'm a bit confused as to what's going on here. But let me know what you think is going on, because it's a bit confusing. It does look like a male hand as well. So who do you think is pouring this, and what do you think they're actually pouring on this cell? Because, yeah, it's a bit confusing. We do also see Barry saying, "Trust me," to someone with like blonde or possibly even white hair. But once again, let me know who you think this is in the comments section down below, because I'm very unsure. I guess the popular choice could be it's Killer Frost, but why would Barry be saying "trust me" to Killer Frost? So it could be another prisoner that's in there that Barry has locked up in the past. Maybe they know that Barry's the Flash and they don't trust him in taking him out or her out of prison at this time. I don't think it's a bus metahuman, because I think all the bus metahumans that are in prison at the moment are joining Barry for this episode, and we'll go over them in a second. So this most likely isn't another bus metahuman. It could be Becky Sharp, but the hair is too blonde and just a bit too light for her head. So yeah, let me know who you think it is in the comments. Maybe I'm just having a mind blank and I'm missing out on an obvious character, but yeah, let me know who you think it is. But as I said, Barry will be teaming up, and he's going to be teaming up with the bus metahumans that are in Iron Heights at the moment. So we have Kilgore, aka Ramsey Deacon, Hazard, aka Becky Sharp, Black Bison, aka Mana Chayton, and Silbert Rundon, aka Dwarf Star, who we only just met in the last episode, and Barry wasn't involved in all of that. So he'd be like, "Oh, you're the guy that my friends took down." So yeah, and you're also the dude that got my good old friend Big Sir locked up here as well. So yeah. So that confrontation between Barry and Silbert Rundin or Dwarf Star could be pretty awkward. But yeah, maybe he might be able to get a confession out of this. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But due to this team up, this brings up a big question, which I'm not too sure if everyone's talking about it. I haven't really looked on social media too much. But were all of these metahumans being like made by the incident with the bus and the Speed Force, all leading up to this point, leading to Barry escaping from prison as like, you know, helpers in that mission? Was this all a part of DeVoe's plan to get Barry into jail, but all these metahumans in there, which would allow him to escape at the same time due to the threat from Aminet Black? We know that DeVoe's planning so far ahead in the future. Did he plan this? Was this a part of his plan? Because if it is, as I said in the beginning of this video, this could be one of the points in the season where everything starts to come together. But I guess the big thing is, if Barry escapes from jail, he's going to be a fugitive. As the same with all these bus metahumans, they're going to be fugitives. So unless that's a part of DeVoe's plan as well, to make Barry a fugitive and make him live in secret, which could lead to a thing in the happening in this episode, might I say, where Barry will let all the other metahumans go to protect themselves, but he will stay in prison because he doesn't want to escape and become a fugitive. So we could see Barry have that like moral decision throughout this episode or towards the end of the episode, which leads to the other metahumans escaping, but for him to stay on so he isn't a fugitive. But yeah, let me know what you think of that in the comment section down below. It does look like we're going to get like a metahuman versus guards standoff or fight in the prison yard. But this is going to be pretty... You might think it sounds like it's pretty easy. Metahumans versus guards, Barry run around them, tie some metal around them. Oh, they're done. They're done. But the thing is that most of these metahumans would probably have like metahuman dampening stuff on them, even though they're in metahuman dampening cells just for added protection. And even if they do get them off them, these guards are going to have metahuman like fighting weapons, as we do see Warden Wolf with one, and Barry gets hit with one that like sends like shocks through him. So you'd have to think the metahumans are really going to struggle in this situation, and I don't really know how they're going to get out of it. It's going to be very interesting to find out, but it won't be such an easy battle for them, even though, you know, just thinking about it, you think that they would be able to take them down pretty easy. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty hard battle for them. But another big question that comes from this, which really could come from the last episode but will carry on into this episode, is the issue around whether Barry, being the Flash, will leave Iron Heights. Will that information go to the outside world? And you'd have to think no. You think Warden Wolf would maybe keep them to himself, but even if the information does go to the outside world, Barry would still be locked up if he decides to not escape and be a fugitive with the rest of the metahumans, if that's what happens throughout this episode. So people in the outside world might find it a bit hard to believe that he wouldn't use his abilities to escape prison, especially if they found out that he was in Gen Pop, or general population, in prison where there's no metahuman dampening things around that area. They would find it a bit unbelievable if that was the case. But once again, Have to wait and see if that information does leave Iron Heights. You think the writers might just play it safe and not do that and just keep the information with Warden Wolf and maybe some metahuman guards around there. But yeah, that'd be an interesting prospect or situation that Barry would be in if that was, to happen in this episode. But now let's get on to the winner of the giveaway from last week's trailer breakdown, which was for a Funko Pop from any of the Arrowverse shows. And the question I asked was simply like, who is your the best or your favorite bus metahuman so far this season? And the winner is Alana Stowe, who wrote this comment. So Alana, all you have to do is message me on YouTube, and I will get your details and what Pop Funko or Funko Pop, whatever you want to call it, you want, and I'll get that out to you as soon as possible. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show your support. Let me know in the comment section down below. What are you looking forward to most in this episode? What are your thoughts on the things I've said in this video as well? Just leave all those opinions and thoughts in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.